Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net.
Hello there, and welcome to the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network. We're here at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the RealSimRacing.com 150. Well, Kyle, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. I should announce that it's going to be the Kyle and Kyle show again in the booth. Myself, Kyle Pell, alongside Kyle Young. Hello, Kyle. We're at Texas. It's kind of Atlanta. A little bit different from Rockingham last week. We kind of go to a cookie cutter track here at this 1.5 mile motor speedway.
Indeed we do, Kyle, and good evening to everybody out there watching here on ETV Live. It is a big change up from last week's race at Rockingham, kind of going back to what we saw 2 weeks ago at Chicagoland, but a little bit different. A very fast racetrack holding tonight's event, one of the fastest racetracks that NASCAR goes to and that we will be going to this season. Should produce some very exciting racing here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway like it always does. And who knows, maybe we'll see one of those famous Atlanta Motor Speedway photo finishes at the end of 100 laps of racing here tonight.
Oh, for sure, I hope so. But right now we're going to look at the point standings so far from last week at Rockingham Motor Speedway. Rockingham Speedway. I don't know why I like putting Motor Speedway in front of everything, but apparently I do. But anyway, coming home first was the Asphalt Assault Series last weekend at Rockingham Speedway. There we go, I got it that time. Crossed Up Motorsports came home in second. Full Throttle came home third. Fourth was the Super Speedway Cup Series. Fifth would be the Hollywood Motorsports. Wow. They didn't have a really good showing like they did a couple of weeks ago at Chicagoland. But then the Halls on Post is going to come home sixth. Rounding out your in your seventh place is going to be the ETV Live. So obviously they didn't have a good enough run. And actually Kyle Young's going to look at our overall points right now.
Indeed I am, and we have a very, very tight points battle to start out the second half of this season. Right now, the Super Speedway Cup team has a 4-point lead over Halls on Post. Yeah, that's right. 4 points separate those two teams. These two teams are definitely going to be the two teams to fight it out for the championship as the third-place team of Asphalt Assault. They are 40 points behind in third place. 18 points behind them is the team of Crossed Up Motorsports. They're a total of 58 points behind the lead. The Full Throttle team in P5, they are 62 points behind the lead, just 4 points behind the Crossed Up Motorsports team in fourth place. So that should be a pretty interesting points battle to watch on for tonight's event. And like they have been saying the past couple of weeks, the ETV Live team in 6th place, 184 points out of the lead, and the Hollywood Motorsports team 7th place, 224 points back. So we've got some pretty exciting points battles to start off the second half of this season. This is race number 7 of 12. It should be a good one. You know, we've seen some very entertaining racing so far in the first half of the season, and I don't think we're going to see anything shy of that for the second half either.
Oh, without a doubt here, especially coming to a track like Atlanta Motor Speedway where it's high speeds, high banks, 1.5 mile track. You know, some of the fans that I've talked to after some of the broadcasts, I've heard them, they've always asked me, what do you mean by a cookie cutter track? Well, it's very simple. We've got about 4 or 5 tracks on the NASCAR circuit that are so similar to each other. We have Texas, we have Atlanta, Chicagoland's kind of up there, and then you got Vegas, Kansas. So tracks that basically look exactly the same with each other, and they run basically the same way. Now I'm probably going to get a little bit of flack after I get off air tonight, saying, "Well, Kansas is nothing the same as Atlanta." Well, I know that, but the fact of the speeds and how they run through the corners is the same. But anyway, we're loaded up into the server right now, and it looks like Andrew Berger is going to take the pole at a 29.413 over second place Brandon Chaburko with a 29.448.
Indeed, that is a good start to the night so far for the Super Speedway Cup team. They have 2 of their drivers sitting right now on the front row. With the Hollywood Motorsports guys, they currently are sitting on row number 2. That would be the 23 of Greg McKinney and the 22 of Ryan Manning. And actually, as I look at 5th place, the team captain Mark Bratcher, a man putting himself in the headlines after last week's event. His number 24 machine rounds out the top 5. So we got Super Speedway Cup and Hollywood Motorsports fulfilling the first top 5 positions so far in qualifying.
Definitely, these teams are looking for a good day here. Kind of just right now, I'm focusing on Steve Rosner. He's going to come across and finish up his 2nd lap. Not good times for him. His fastest time is a 29.878. So just a quick rundown of the top 5 for you guys that are wondering. Right now, they're having a drivers' meeting. So right now, it is set. Andrew Berger is going to roll off first, and Brandon Chaburko is going to be 2nd, Greg McKinney 3rd, 4th is Ryan Manning, and 5th, and rounding out your top 5 is going to be Mark Bratcher. That's all we're going to tell you for now, because we can't tell you everything. But here at Atlanta, you're going to have to watch out for the draft here. Definitely going to have the bumps in through 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 might upset the cars. What do you think is going to happen here tonight, Kyle?
Oh yeah, indeed. You know, with the track being as fast as it is, the draft is definitely going to be a factor. Kind of like we saw at Chicagoland. It's actually pretty similar to Chicagoland, actually. You know, you'll have that draft factor. The inside line in the turns is quite bumpy, and can send these cars for a bit of a ride if they hit those bumps wrong. We've seen these past couple of weeks that the bumpy tracks can prove to be treacherous. We definitely know that the bumpy track at Chicagoland caused Brennan Chaburko some entertaining racing for us anyway. Behind his machine at Chicagoland, he was all sorts of sideways. And I'm sure you're going to see some of that tonight. You know, these bumpier tracks, they definitely throw the cars upset, and you know, you got to figure out how to set up the car so that way that doesn't happen. It's a 100-lap event here at the 1.54-mile Quad Oval Speedway, so got a bit of a decent amount of time to figure that out, but you know, you definitely want to make sure you have it figured out early so you can contend throughout the entire night.
Oh, without a doubt. And now we're going to send it down for the national anthem tonight with the Cactus Cuties.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the
and welcome back. We're going to send it down trackside now for the most famous words in motorsports. Starting in row 1 on the pole is going to be Andrew Berger, and outside in the second place, your pole sitter for the day is going to be Brennan Traburko.
Hollywood Motorsports is going to fulfill row number 2 with the number 23 of Greg McKinney, starting in third, and to his outside, his teammate, the number 22 of Ryan Manning.
Well, definitely the Hollywood Motorsports is going to continue on. They're going to be in the third row, starting on the inside, and in the fifth spot is going to be Mark Bratcher, and then in the Asphalt Assault Series is going to be Dwayne Vincent starting P6.
Row number 4 consists of the number 4 machine, the Halls on Post car of Jonathan Medlin, and to his outside, the Super Speedway Cup driver of Rod Flagg.
Another Halls on Motorsports team, and then in row number 5 is going to be Larry Mulliken. Starting 10th is going to be David Lanza in the number 8 machine.
Row number 6 looks like this. CJ Levere in the number 11. He decided to match his car number. He will start in 11th place tonight. To his outside is his teammate in the number 10 of John Abbott. He will roll off in 12th.
Now we're going to get the ETV Live Team Series driver in row number 7 of Dakota Ehrman. And to his outside, and starting in the 14th position, is going to be Guy Schneider the 4th.
Row number 8 is going to consist of Jose Gonzalez throwing the number 28 on the side of his machine for this week's race, and the ETV Live driver of Joshua Harbison to his outside. He rolls off in 16th.
Starting row number 9 is going to be Jesse Murphy to his outside. Kind of a late entry, didn't get here until the race almost started, and that's going to be the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell.
Row number 10 is going to look like this with the number 3 machine of Billy Weeks, the Halls on Post driver, on the inside, starting at 19th, and to his outside, Crossed Out Motorsports driver Steve Rosner in the 27.
Rolling off in row number 11 is going to be the number 43 machine of Doug Roth, and to his outside, the number 26 machine, that is a Crossed Out Motorsports driver of Steve Spees.
The number 31 machine of Glenn Hendrick is going to roll off roll number 12 on the inside, and to his outside, the number 25 of Sean W. Brown.
And starting shotgun is going to be Michael Batman Keaton, rolling off number 25th. So he's going to have a long day ahead of him here, as the pace car is going to make its way through the middle of 3 and 4. Let's pull those belts tight, because this is going to be a hell of a race. It's going to be quick, it's going to be fast. You guys, if we see a mistake happen, there's going to be huge junk.
The pace car is going to duck down on the pit road and get to safety as these guys are going to take the green flag. We are underway, in the second half of the ETV Live Team Series is officially green. Brendan Traburko gets a little bit of a better jump on the outside compared to his teammate in the 30. Looks like Berger is going to let him jump down in front. Brendan Traburko clears in the lead, and the Hollywood Motorsports guys behind them figure things out. They are single file off at turn number 2.
As up front, Brendan Traburko is going to pull away a little bit, but now the 23 machine of Greg McKinney, the Hollywood Motorsports driver, is going to look underneath the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger, as they're going to come off a 4 here. McKinney's got the preferred line, but we're going to see if Berger can power back around on the outside.
Trying to do that ahead of the turn number 1. Looks like he started to do it a little bit, but the inside line is going to start to power back up. And Greg McKinney going to get the advantage coming off of turn number 2. He's got his teammate behind him in the 22, going to try and push him forward. Meanwhile, behind him, 3 wide, Mark Bratcher looking to the inside of the number 6 of Dwayne Vincent. Vincent is able to get back in front of him, and he drops down into turn number 3. He gets the spot off of turn number 4. Bratcher now side by side with the 32 of Rod Flagg as they head across the start-finish line.
And actually a little bit further back in the pack here, we got kind of a hornet's nest for the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th spot. That's going to be Larry Mulligan in the 1 machine, and to his outside, Jose Gonzalez in the 28 machine. He's going to clear Larry Mulligan as they come off of 2. And also down back at the 21 machine is Jesse Murphy here, as he's going to try to make the outside work around Larry Mulligan. As he's going to do that, Larry got a little bit loose getting into the corner. His car is still loose, chasing it up the hill. Murphy gets a little tight, but he is going to clear Larry Mulligan as they go past the start-finish line.
We talked about it at the top of the show there, Kyle. These bumpier racetracks can cause some loose race cars, and we're seeing that with the number 1 machine as he starts to drop a couple positions and is having to fend off his teammate in the number 3 on the outside of Billy Weeks. He's trying to get around him. Dakota Ehrman looking to the inside. He doesn't quite have the advantage heading into turn number 3, so he's going to get back in line and just ride around for right now. The Hulls on Post teammates still side by side. This is for the 15th place position. Mulligan gets a touch loose coming off of turn number 4. Close at the line, but they're still dead even.
And actually, we had a change for the lead there. Andrew Berger went back up to the, or actually Greg McKinney went to the point. Andrew Berger has lost about 3 positions there to the 22 machine of Ryan Manning and the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent, as Berger is all over the back of the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent as they come off of 4 here. New leader on top of the board. It's going to be the number 23 machine of the Hollywood Motorsports, Greg McKinney.
You know, it really doesn't surprise me to see Greg McKinney up on top of the boards here early on at Atlanta. We saw how dominant he was at Chicagoland and how well he was able to put his team in contention to win the race. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that number 23 up front for the majority of this race, and maybe even Hollywood Motorsports picking up the victory for tonight's event.
It's funny, as they went barreling off into turn 3 there, Mark Bratcher was giving the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger a little bit of a bump. So, I guess you can say we got a little bit of bump drafting going on here at Atlanta.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. I mean, you know, it's a speedway, but there's definitely a lot of draft involved, and as long as you can get it done quickly and get it done right, a little bump won't hurt. You know, get a little shove down into the next turn shouldn't hurt too much at all. And right now, Ryan Manning is under attack. He gets really loose and almost makes contact with the 30. He's loose again off of turn number 4. Not going to lose 1, not going to lose 2, but now he's looking to lose 3 spots off of that problem. Andrew Berger, he wants to reclaim the top of the pedestal once again. He wants that lead back, and he's going to try and get it off of turn 2.
Well, and Manning's going to go back even further. He's going to lose another spot to the 29 machine to Brandon Traburco, as Berger's going to look underneath of Greg McKinney as they go into 3 and 4 here. Look for McKinney not to back down here, because if you get hung out on that outside lane, you're going to lose about 4 or 5 positions. As we get further back in the pack, Brandon Traburco is going to go around into the outside wall. That was just a case of, I think he got loose there, and then Ryan Manning got into the back of him when he was 2 sideways, overcorrected it, put it into the outside wall. So tough break for him, but Andrew Berger is going to be your new leader.
Not only for him, it's going to be a tough break for a couple other drivers. Traburco's car came back into the middle of traffic, and there were a couple cars that plowed into him. I heard some engine kaboom, so this is going to end the night for somebody. Looks like Billy Weeks was involved. We have a Crossed Up Motorsports driver involved, an ETV Live driver involved. We're going to check back on the replay here. We're going to get John to throw that up on the screen for us to see exactly who was involved. But Traburco got a pretty nasty lick to the driver's door from the number 3 of Billy Weeks. And he unfortunately got a couple other drivers here. I think those 2 were the ones who got it the worst. We'll have to check the replay, though, to see exactly for sure what happened.
As they're going to come down pit road now, it's going to be Andrew Berger leading Greg McKinney and the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent, as Dwayne Vincent's going to find his pit stall first. Andrew Berger's got kind of the luck here. He's got the first pit stall. All he's got to do is just hit his marks coming into the pit stall, not overshoot, not undershoot. As he gets into the box, as Greg McKinney is going to way overshoot his box. So Greg McKinney's going to lose a couple spots on pit road here, as I think I heard another engine grenade itself.
Some action going on down on pit road. Going to shuffle up the order a little bit once we get off and lined up here. Looks like Andrew Berger going to win the race off of pit road with Dwayne Vincent, Rod Flagg, Greg McKinney, and who is that? I believe that's Mark Bratcher in the 24. Indeed it is. Top 5 coming out of the pits.
And don't go away now. We're going to take our first ETV Live Team Series commercial, and when we come back, we're going to give you more green flag action from here at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Join 5,000 plus other listeners where you can hear everything from big 80s metal to classic rock and roll, country radio, ETV live sports radio, even adult and unplugged rock and roll. HDRadioNetwork.com, one of the fastest growing internet radio networks. HDRadioNetwork.com. Take it with you, cowboy. Get the mobile app for Android, iPhone, iPad, and all the rest from TuneIn.com. Team Racing Series returns to ETV Live on Tuesday nights following the Fast Track Racing Series radio show. After organizing a highly successful team series in 2010, Jerry Wolf is back with some kick butt, take no prisoners team racing action like you have never seen before. The ETV Live Team Racing Series is sponsored by HD Radio Network, live on Tuesday nights from 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't wimp out, dude. Catch the action live at etv-eplay.net.
Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway here for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Well, we had actually a change of minds here. Andrew Berger's teammate in the Super Speedway Cup Series, the number 31 Glenn Hendrick, decided to stay out that last caution, so he's going to have 11-lap old tires on him, so look for him to go backwards in a hurry. Obviously, Andrew Berger is going to have a little bit of happiness here. Also, he's got his teammate behind Andrew Berger. That's the number 32 machine of Rod Flake. So definitely Super Speedway Cup Series. If this were to end right now, they got basically almost maximum points right now. As the pace car is going to peel off into the pit road here, Glenn Hendrick's going to lead him down. As the green flag is going to go out in the air, and we're going to do something new today. We're going to crank it up. Welcome back here. That was cranked it up. As we saw Glenn Hendrick actually brake check when he was going off into the corner. He was 3 wide there. Almost caused huge junk as he's starting to fall back even further back. He just fell victim to the number 4 machine of Jonathan Medellin. He's running that high groove there. That's not going to work too much here with the way iRacing is set up. As now the number 8 machine is going to go by him. They're going to go 3 wide to the dog leg here.
Yeah, Kyle, you called it on the restart there. He stayed out and he thought it a bit of a strategy play. It might not have turned out the way that it wanted to for him. He didn't stay up front too long, and now he's trying to keep his way inside of the top 10, and can't really do that easily. But looking back up the front, things have kind of settled out. We got the top 6 guys. Well, actually, now I was about to say that. Andrew Berger is going to look to the inside of Dwayne Vincent for the lead here in turn number 1. Looks like he's going to be able to clear. Mark Brasher going to shove it in the middle of the corner. He squeaks a nose underneath of there. He's loose off of turn 2. Hangs on and is going to try and battle Dwayne Vincent down the backstretch. He's got a bit of a push from the 32 of Rod Flagg into turn 3. Still side by side. Give the advantage to Dwayne Vincent. He's making that middle line work.
Well, we're getting updates from JD. Is that the 31's handling went away really fast, as we kind of told, but he had only 11-lap old tires. But he also, tough days keep continuing for Glenn Hendrick as he actually got up in the wall. As they're still focusing on the battle here, as Mark Brasher's going to get the apron a little bit. They're going to get super tight. Oh! Dwayne's not going to like that too much as they almost got into each other here. And just Rod Flagg is just licking his chops open saying, well, if you guys wreck, go up the track instead of down the track in front of me. But right now, that battle's going to cool down a little bit as Rod Flagg is going to just let Dwayne Vincent back in line here. Dwayne's going to cross up Mark Brasher as they go off into 1 and 2.
I could not believe that those 3 drivers did not crash off of turn 2 that last time by, and Dwayne Vincent is right back at it off of turn 2 this next time by. He might not be too calm under the collar there after that, but he's still in the race. He's still going forward, and right now we just seen, looks like the 23 of Greg McKinney, he's having a bit of a technical problem there. It looks like it's coming back and fixing up, but he may have been able to use that to get back around the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent. He's now into 3rd place. Vincent is able to settle comfortably into 4th.
Well, McKinney is now on the move. He is closing in on Mark Brasher, but Mark Brasher, what a story. Beginning of the season, he had guys like Luza and I can't remember the other people that he had on his team, but like people like Luza, if he would have ran the season, he would have ran away with it. That's just that's how talented Luza is. But Mark Bratcher, after Daytona, his whole team left him. So what did he do? 2 weeks later, got himself a brand new team. Now look at him. Here at Atlanta, he's running second, trying to run down Andrew Berger, but he's got his teammate right behind him, Greg McKinney, with another fast hot rod, and further back in the pack, another teammate of them, Ryan Manning's going to work underneath the 32 machine of Rod Flag.
He's going to be able to clear him into turn 3 and off at turn number 4, so Ryan Manning putting another Hollywood Motorsports car up into the top 5. Looking good so far in the opening stages for Hollywood Motorsports. There are 3 points counting cars in the top 5. This could be another strong day for Hollywood Motorsports. And I think after what we saw at Chicagoland and so far what we're seeing now, this team is very, very strong on these 1.5 cookie cutter speedways. 1.5 mile cookie cutter speedways. So that'll be something to look forward to for the rest of the season here. We'll have to see how they progress here for the rest of the night, and how they progress throughout the rest of the season at these cookie cutter tracks. No positions changing quite yet, but they're so getting close to each other. I think Mark Bratcher might have made a bit of contact with the rear bumper of Greg McKinney. Everybody's still clean and green, and they're still trying to reel back in Andrew Berger. Berger was able to extend his lead a little bit after those guys were battling back there for 2nd through 5th.
And a little bit further back in the pack, actually around the 15-16 position here, we got the 21 machine and another Hollywood Motorsports driver, Jesse Murphy. He got loose off of 4. Doug Roth is going to also try to get back to beside the number 21 machine, Jesse Murphy. Also, your car that stayed out that last caution, Glenn Hendrick, as they're going to touch as Jesse Murphy goes around to the back of the pack. Huge hit for Steve Speeds. Jesse Murphy had a huge hit. Doug Roth was involved. Glenn Hendrick got up into the wall. So tough break for them. Gonna kind of rewind it here as John's gonna get the replay up on the broadcast here. It just looked like Jesse Murphy thought he was clear. Doug Roth's nose was there. Came down on top of Roth. Roth had a nice save, but unfortunately Jesse Murphy and Steve Speeds are done for the day.
Yeah, that is a tough break so early into this race, and that's going to put a lot of added pressure on the Hollywood Motorsports guys. I believe that Jesse Murphy is probably going to be done for the day, so those 3 Hollywood Motorsports cars up front, they are going to be the ones who calculate points for the team this week. Remember, it's only the top 3 finishing drivers for your team will score points, and right now that is going to be Greg McKinney, Mark Bratcher, and Ronnie Manning for the Hollywood Motorsports team. And man, Dakota Irvin must have one big lucky charm inside of that race car. He barely avoided the number 21 machine coming back down the track. So, wow, that was nuts.
On a side note, Brandon Traberco is going to take his 29 machine behind the wall. He is done for the day, so he's going to climb out of his car. We're going to see if he can get him up in the booth a little bit later, tell us what happened with his race. But right now, down on pit road, everybody's coming in to take tires. Andrew Berger's leading Greg McKinney, Mark Bratcher, Dwayne Vincent, and Ryan Manning, and Rod Flag as they're going to come into their pit stalls here. 4 fresh tires for everybody. Guarantee it after that long of a run. As the right sides go up on the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger, we're going to see if Greg McKinney can try to beat him off here as they look pretty even as the left sides go up on the 30 machine here as the pit crew's finishing up as Andrew Berger no contest as we're going to have a race not at all, not even for seconds, so nothing's really changed up front. Still got Andrew Berger led by Greg McKinney, Mark Bratcher, and then Rod Flag actually got a position on Dwayne Vincent, so move Rod Flag up to I think P3 and Dwayne Vincent, or actually sorry, up to P4, move Dwayne Vincent back to P5.
I'd seen in the background there while these guys were coming into their pit stalls, a tough time getting into his pit stall was the number 7 machine of Guy Snyder the 4th. So far he hasn't done anything too spectacular yet, and that pit problem is going to hold him back from doing anything right now. Just couldn't get the car in the box, might have overshot and made some mistakes and just couldn't get the car lined up right. So still early in the race, we're just about a quarter of the way through this this event here. And so he's got got a good enough amount of time to recover, and hopefully he can get back up on that and try to work his way back to the front. He was our driver winner last week at Rockingham Speedway, helping his Asphalt Assault team pick up the team win last week in Rockingham.
I don't remember much from Rockingham with my internet connection. How was the racing out there?
It was a fairly good race. towards the end, we had some cautions, but racing-wise, it was a great event, and it came down to some battling teammates in the Asphalt Assault team, and Guy Schneider was the one to pick it up.
Oh, I wish I didn't have internet problems, but we got the main computer fixed up. We got a video card in it, so we're good to go here. Gonna have no internet problems anymore, hopefully, unless like my internet packs it in, which wouldn't surprise me with the way that this kind of last 3 weeks have gone. But anyway, we're gonna just tell you how everybody's running. I know we've said it 1,000,002 times. Well, now we're gonna say it 1,000,003. Right now, Andrew Berger is leading the way, followed by Greg McKinney in second. Third's Mark Bratcher. Fourth, Rod Flagg. Fifth, Dwayne Vincent. Sixth, David Lanza. Seventh, Ryan Manning. Eighth, Bobby Terrell was a late entry, so he's still having a solid run for him. Ninth is Jose Gonzalez, and rounding out your top 10 is John Abbott.
Those are your top 10 runners here as the field works their way through turn number 4. Would be expecting to see the white flag be displayed here, and these guys will double up and get ready for the restart in 1 lap. As we had mentioned, this race is the RealSimRacing.com 150. You can see some of the Real Sim Racing series broadcasted here live on ETV during the week. Real Sim Racing has their Full Throttle Cup series being broadcasted live here on ETV Live Monday nights at 9:30, as well as their Asphalt Assault series Thursday nights at 9:30. So the Real Sim Racing, a very supportive partner of us here at ETV Live, and Monday and Thursday nights are when you can check out some of their racing action.
I've also done a couple broadcasts for the Real Sim Racing, and they put on one hell of a show. And also, you said white flag, this is it, last lap? No, you just had a mistake, it was just one to go at green. But anyway, yeah, Real Sim Racing, like I said, had fortunate enough to do last year. I did one of the Outlaw Truck Series races. That was a lot of fun. Came down to a final lap shootout between Doug Roth, G. Allen Lewis, and Dwayne Vincent. Let's just say the boxing gloves had to be put on after that one. As the pace car is going to work its way into 3 and 4 here, lights are out on top of it, so we're going to go green this time by. When the pace car peels off, it's going to leave the field in the hands of Andrew Berger. I know we've said this rule change a lot of times, but ETV Live have changed the rule that you have to go on the green light, so it gives a little bit of advantage to that outside driver. If he can time it perfectly, he'll get around the leader. But other than that, nothing's really changed as the pace car is going to pull its way off, and the green flag is going to go up in the air. Andrew Berger is going to get a good start. Greg McKinney was absolutely asleep on that start, as Rod Flagg is going to go up almost went up the middle to make it 3 wide. He's going to come down and block Dwayne Vincent a little bit.
A much cleaner start that time by for the field, and Andrew Berger got the best benefit of it. He has about 10 car lengths as they come off turn number 2 down the back straightaway. I believe that is Mark Bratcher now trying to make the move underneath of Rod Flagg. He lost the spot, and now he's going to fight for it back here in turns 3 and 4. He's got the advantage coming off of turn number 4. And he actually, you know, I'm sorry, I'm calling the wrong guy. That's Greg McKinney making the pass on Rod Flagg right now. These team cars, you know, you get a little confused with them. But either way, the Hollywood Motorsports guys, we're going to get 2 of their drivers up in the top 3. And while that is happening, Andrew Berger starting to pull away just a little bit.
Oh, there was a big checkup further back in the pack between Ryan Manning. He had to check up for Dwayne Vincent getting a little loose, as he's going to go 3 wide with David Lanza himself. And then the number 5 machine, haven't really talked about him, is Jose Gonzalez, as he's going to almost get the wall, as he's going to slide back down in front of, actually, sorry, that's the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell. And he's going to slide back down in front of David Lanza here as they go off into 1 and 2. Greg McKinney's going to go underneath the 32 machine of Rod Flagg, as Dwayne Vincent's going to follow him through as they go onto the backstretch.
Vincent got a little bit loose coming off of turn number 2. He's able to hang on, doesn't lose too much ground on the inside of that number 32 machine, and he's going to battle him into turn number 3. Looks like he's got the advantage off of turn number 4. He can't quite clear him. Saw him try to get back up in front, and something that we've seen so far on this race, that high side is really strong off of the turns. You saw how well Rod Flagg was able to pull back even to Dwayne Vincent off of turn number 4, but once they got back into turn number 1, it was all Dwayne Vincent, and now Rod Flagg losing that battle, and he's now trying to conquer the number 22 of Ryan Manning as they head into turn number 3. Manning just about clear, and now he is clear of Rod Flagg. So Rod Flagg moving down 2 positions in 2 laps. He's outside of the top 5 in 6th place right now.
Well, that outside line only works for about a lap and a half here in iRacing, unless we were at a track like Las Vegas, where the outside lane in 1 and 2 is the fastest way around. But a little bit further up, Mark Bratcher is closing the gap on the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger. So let's take a look at this battle, because this is about ready to heat up here, because Mark Bratcher is there.
Indeed, he is. He is trying to reel his way to the rear bumper and inside of that number 30 machine as they cross the stripe. Lap number 31 of 100 is complete. Mark Bratcher now within a tenth, so he has definitely reeled in that number 30 machine, and he is trying to get him to slip up and slip underneath of him and put a Hollywood Motorsports car back up on the leaderboard at the top of the position. Trying to get something done here in 3 and 4. Can't quite get there. He's closed in, but he can't quite get there now. He makes a peek to the inside. Doesn't follow that move up. He's going to fall back in line. And now he looks to the inside. A little bit of contact there in the turn number 1. Berger doesn't want him to have it easy, and he holds him off in turn 1.
Andrew Berger definitely not giving Mark Bratcher any room, but the guy that's loving this is Greg McKinney in that 23 machine. He's looking at these guys, and he's like, keep battling, because I'm coming. And also Dwayne Vincent and another teammate is Ryan Manning. So Hollywood Motorsports, we've said this time in and time out that they're looking to have a good points day, but all of a sudden when it comes down to the final end of the race, they usually have some bad luck, and all of a sudden only like 2 or 1 of the Hollywood Motorsports drivers finish inside the top 5. So they're looking to not have that happen, as Mark Bratcher's falling a little bit behind Andrew Berger, as he's going to get a huge run off of 2. He's going to try to pull up to the back bumper of the 30 machine.
Yeah, indeed he is, Kyle. He's still working on Andrew Berger. And looking through the field here, these Hollywood Motorsports guys, they have some competition. The Asphalt Assault Series, they've come with their A game, and currently right now they are running 4th, 6th, and 7th. So right now it's between these 2 teams. Ryan Manning starting to fall back into the clutches of Bobby Terrell, as now Terrell's going to look to the inside, and as he's doing that, we got a battle for the lead. Mark Bratcher finally underneath of Andrew Berger.
As they're going through 3 and 4 right now, Bratcher made a move on the number 30 machine going down the back straightaway here, as Bratcher's going to actually bring his teammate of Greg McKinney. He's going to fall behind Bratcher as they go off into 1 and 2 here. Obviously Berger's trying to make that outside lane work, as Bratcher made the number 30 machine of Andrew Berger try to run him up the track. No dice there, as they're going to drag race down the backstretch.
Dwayne Vincent and that number 6 car can see this battle happening, and he is loving it. He is closing up on this battle, knife and fork in hand. He wants a chomp of this action. As Greg McKinney now, he is trying to push his team captain of Mark Bratcher past Andrew Berger into turn number 1. I'm really surprised at how well Berger's been able to keep this battle going on the top side. Definitely the strongest highline run we've seen so far of the night. And now Dwayne Vincent is right on the tail, right on the heels of the number 23 of Greg McKinney. So McKinney now has to start getting it going, or else he's going to lose a spot from Dwayne Vincent.
Well, with the way the outside lane works here, is if he can pinch that inside driver down, as now Mark Bratcher is still not going to be able to clear Andrew Berger as he's battling around back on the outside. Is if you can't get that throttle pin down on the inside there, all of a sudden your momentum gets cut, and that guy on the outside is going to get by him. As now Bratcher's finally going to go by the 30 machine, as the 30 machine is going to get in the wall, and he's going to lose not 1, not 2, but 3 positions here.
Andrew Berger slips up under the pressure. Now he's back into 4th place, and Hollywood Motorsports has 2 drivers in the top 2. They are leading this field. Dwayne Vincent trying to reel those guys back down, lost a little bit of time trying to get around Andrew Berger's sliding race car, as maybe those 2 guys are going to try and work together here and maybe get back to those Hollywood Motorsports guys. Those 2 guys are not teammates, excuse me. Dwayne Vincent, a part of the Asphalt Assault Series, and Andrew Berger Super Speedway Cup, as it doesn't look like they're going to work with each other. Berger flies right on back by on the inside in turn number 3. He retakes 3rd place.
Berger was kind of like, screw this, I want the lead, but Ryan Manning's definitely letting these guys battle for 3rd and 4th right now, because if he can get by those 2, well, it's going to be a maximum point day for Hollywood Motorsports right now. I think the only thing they're missing is the most laps led. But with that said, as we're going to take our second ETV Live Team Series commercial break, as Dwayne Vincent's going to get into the outside wall. From here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, don't leave your TV or your computer.
you're a serious online racing enthusiast, you need Derek Spear Design, maker of high-quality, custom-built, and 50 caliber strong simulation racing products like button boxes, shifter pedals, component parts, and more. The advantage a championship sim racing driver needs. Rated 10 out of 10 by Inside Sim Racing TV. Check out his line of top-shelf sim racing products reasonably priced at DerekSpearDesigns.com and buckle in for a no-nonsense ride. DerekSpearDesigns.com today, cowboy.
And welcome back here to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Well, while we're gone, we saw the change in the lead from Mark Bratcher to another Hollywood Motorsports driver, Greg McKinney. Andrew Berger's moved himself back up to second as here comes Mark Bratcher on the inside. No dice there as they're going to go 3 wide. Oh! Almost huge junk there as they're still running into each other between the 22 machine of Greg McKinney, Andrew Berger, and Mark Bratcher is now riding. Matty's going to go in the grass, and he's almost spinning it out as he's going to go underneath his teammate of Mark Bratcher.
Kyle, I don't know if these guys realize they're on lap 45, not lap 95. We still got 55 laps to go. These guys are putting their hearts out into these race cars, and they are trying to race like it's the last 5 laps. And in doing so, here comes the 3 Asphalt Assault drivers of Dwayne Vincent, Bobby Trell, and David Lanza. So now this is going to get even more intense as we're going to have about 7 and even 8 drivers now. Rod Flag starting to close in on those Asphalt Assault guys. So these guys are starting to tighten up, and we're seeing some great racing here at Atlanta.
Andrew Berger is going to go and try to fight for the lead again with Greg McKinney, and not to boot, they're all basically teammates as McKinney's going to get tight off of 2. Berger's going to drag race, Bratcher's going to go underneath his teammate. There's racing everywhere here at Atlanta Motor Speedway as Matty's going to back out. He's going to try to get the side draft off of Mark Bratcher here, move the 30 machine of Andrew Berger to the lead. There's so much action going on right now.
Berger doesn't care who he's racing with or who he's got with him. He is the one driver trying to fight his way through these Hollywood Motorsports and Asphalt Assault guys, and he is doing so in great style. He puts his number 30 machine back up to the front. He wants to lead the most laps and try to get a good point stay for his Super Speedway Cup team, even if it has to take down all 3 Hollywood Motorsports guys. And back in the pack right now, well, just a little bit further back, Dwayne Vincent is trying to work his way underneath of Ryan Manning's number 22 machine for the 3rd place. He leads the train of Asphalt Assault drivers, and now he's going to do that, and Andrew Berger is sideways in turn number 2. He hangs on. He's still trying to hang on the apron. He's touching a Hollywood Motorsports car, into an Asphalt Assault car, around he goes.
Wow, that was, I'm not sure if Greg McKinney got into the back of Andrew Berger, but Andrew Berger went around. They're still junking it on the back straightaway as John's going to key it up on the replay here. We're going to take another look at this as they're coming into 1 and 2 there. Oh my God, McKinney got into the back bumper of Andrew Berger. Andrew Berger threw a little bit of a block, had a nice save here, and then here came the whole field. Berger came back up on the track. Bratcher got on the back of the 6 of Dwayne Vincent, got on the inside, hit Andrew Berger, and then Berger went around, came back up the track, collected at Michael Keaton, and oh, his teammate, super late Glenn Hendrick, got into the side of Andrew Berger. Tough break, and also Joshua Harbison was spinning around in the back there, kind of arc-a-braked it, but other than that, none of your top contenders really were in it except Andrew Berger and Mark Bratcher and Dwayne Vincent.
Yeah, Kyle, that is a huge break for the Super Speedway Cup guys. I thought things were going to be okay, and then I kept following Andrew's car, and he had some contact with his teammate not Joshua Harbison. I just seen the part where Harbison got into him, and actually that contact with Harbison caused the motor to start spewing some smoke. So that contact in itself might have done it in, but it didn't help any to have Glenn Hedger come in and nail him in the left front. So I think the Super Speedway Cup team's chances of pulling into victory lane here in Atlanta are pretty much done. They have 2 of their drivers behind the wall. It's a shame that it ended like that. We saw some great racing, but unfortunately, sometimes that happens in this sport.
Yeah, a tough break there, but now it's going to be interesting. Now it's going to be a dogfight between Hollywood Motorsports and the Asphalt Assault Series. Rod Flag is in the Super Speedway Cup Series, kind of lingering back there, but he's only had a bit of a short run car, as both Mark Bratcher and Dwayne Vincent are going to have to get some damage repaired, so they're going to be going to the back of the pack. And we're gonna get our first ETV Live lucky dog. It's gonna be the machine of Steve Spees. He's gonna get the free pass here. As nothing's really changed up front, we're gonna take another caution here. Don't go away. Still more great racing to come.
And we are back live at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Hey, boys, I want to tell you about a new radio show here on ETV Live, iRacing Today radio show, hosted by Trevor Cameron and Chad Dalton, by the fans and for the fans. I'll tell you what, this is an unabridged, unbiased, and adulterated live radio show about everything iRacing, up close and not personal. Join Trevor and Chad as they interact with live call-ins, live guests, and more. No rules, no back talk, no BS. iRacing Today radio show, 8:30 p.m. on Monday nights, live on ETV Live Radio, etv-eplay.net. Also featured on iTunes, Windows Media Guide, and TuneIn Radio. Get the mobile app from tunein.com. Let's take it back to the booth. Here's Kyle Peddle and Kyle Young.
Well, welcome back. And I was joking around under that last commercial break, was telling Kyle Young, oh, welcome back here to Atlanta, where I think we need the boxing gloves again. But other than that, that was JD, founder of ETV Live. Thank you for him for putting this all on for us, and also John in the booth pushing all the buttons. But yeah, you got your boxing gloves on there, Kyle?
I do now, Kyle. I'm ready to go. I want to fit in with all these guys out on the racetrack, and I want to feel like I'm welcomed. This has been an interesting few weeks, and it keeps up here tonight. We're just past halfway. The field is going to come in complete lap number 52 when we get the green flag. So we got 48 laps of racing left in this 100-lap event. The Hollywood Motorsports guys right now, they have two of their drivers up front. We had seen under the pacing there that the 21 of Jesse Murphy wanted to get one of his many laps back. As of now, the pace car is on pit road. Green flag is out. We are underway. Ryan Manning gets a good start over his teammate Greg McKinney. They both get a good start over the Asphalt Assault guys as they head into turn number 1. Manning clears McKinney. Everything good in the Hollywood Motorsports camp right now.
Well, we're seeing a new face come into almost up in the top 5 right now. That's the 11 machine of CJ LeVere for the Full Throttle Cup Series. Sorry about that. Had a little bit of a moment. Forgot to update my trading paint, so I got no team schemes on right now. But other than that, new face. He's in the 6th place. That's CJ LeVere. Up front, nothing's changed. Hollywood Motorsports still in the way with Ryan Manning, Greg McKinney. But now the Asphalt Assault Series of Bobby Terrell is starting to close the gap in, as he's going to shut the door on the number 32 machine of Rod Flag. David Lanza is going to try to pull up on the back bumper of the 32, as the 32 of Rod Flag got a little bit of loose coming out of 2.
No, Kyle, this last caution has shook some things up. I'm looking back towards the field here, just outside of the top 5. How about the Full Throttle Cup and the Halls on Post team? They're starting to make a charge towards the front of the field here. Full Throttle and Halls on Post making a statement for themselves. The Halls on Post guys, they're just 4 points out of the points lead over the Super Speedway Cup team, I believe. And we haven't really talked a ton about those guys since their win at Martinsville. But they're here to stay and they're here to play here at Atlanta. They're making their white paint schemes known, and they want to battle for the lead here and try to get into victory lane here at Atlanta to start the second half of this season off right.
Well, it's funny. You always talk about championship teams. When they come to a track that they don't do good at, for some odd reason, a championship caliber team will always find a way to make themselves known at the end of the race, whether they'll get a random top 5, get a top 10, you know, hell, even win a race at sometimes. But if stuff goes right for you and you're contending for a championship, stuff goes right. But when stuff doesn't go right, it just seems week in and week out that you're just out of the racetrack and you're logging laps, and it just seems like nothing what you can do. You almost seem like you're always getting taken out. But as I was talking there, Rod Flagg went underneath the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell, so move Flagg up to 3rd and move Terrell back to 4th.
Yeah, indeed, Kyle. Going along with what you just said, you know, these Halls on Post guys, they haven't really been front runners for the majority of the season. They definitely have that short track strength that we saw at Martinsville, and I know we're coming up to Richmond here in about a week or two, so that'll put the smile on the faces of those guys. But you know, they've been consistent. The majority of their drivers have been finishing these races, and that's what's helping with these points. You know, we see the Hollywood Motorsports and the Asphalt Assault guys. You know, they've been the two teams throughout these past couple of weeks who really have been the heavy hitters. But you know, towards the end of the races here, you know, they're going all out for it, and unfortunately, it's caused some problems for the guys. And Halls on Post has been able to jump up on it and get the points that they need. And a big scare right there for Ryan Manning off of turn number 2. He got way sideways, and that's going to bring Greg McKinney around on the outside. Rod Flagg saw that happen. He's like, why don't I try it out? Unfortunately, it might not make the same progress. Manning got loose again off of turn number 4 and washed up. I thought those two guys were going to make some contact. They all hang on. Still clean and green. Ryan Manning starting to drop back a little bit, though.
Yeah, Manning must have not made a good change under that last caution here. TJ LeVere is going to go up into the wall here. He's going to go down the track, so they forces everybody around the outside of him as Mark Bratcher actually split the middle between Larry Mulliken and that 1 machine and TJ LeVere and the 11 machine. So Bratcher, after that contact with that last caution, his car is still rolling. He's making his way up to the field, still trying to get himself back inside the top 4. So at least Hollywood Motorsports is going to have a good day as he's going to go back up into the outside wall, as TJ LeVere is going to go around on the inside there, as they're still junking, as now Jonathan Medellin is going to go into the inside. He is done. So tough break for Jonathan Medellin. No caution out on the racetrack. That was definitely a tough break for Jonathan Medellin, as he's going to spin it out, try to bring out a caution or something.
A tough break, a sour run just went a little bit worse for Mark Bratcher there. We saw with the contact that he had made in that last caution there, he had to come down and get some extensive repairs done. It put him back in the pack a little bit, and now he got caught up in that incident. He made some pretty significant contact with the outside wall, and he knows how important his position is. Jesse Murphy was involved in some problems, and he's 29 laps down right now, running in the 23rd place position. I believe he's still logging laps out there, but as long as these guys get to run about another 10 laps, Murphy is not going to get back around any of these Hollywood Motorsports guys. So wherever Mark Bratcher finishes, it will count for their team's points.
That's definitely a tough break for them. As now we're going to step away for the final time as Ryan Manning is going to get a little bit loose underneath Rod Flagg. And when we come back, we're going to take you to the checkered flag and the post race.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
It's time for those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engines!
Michael Conti comes up at a corner number 4, and the checkered flag, he wins his first.
And welcome back here to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the EC Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Well, under that commercial break there, we saw Bobby Terrell get into the outside of Rod Flagg, shove Rod Flagg up the track and get into the outside wall, as now Manning's going to get punted by David Lanza. So, Manning, bye-bye him. And also, haven't talked about him at all today, but oh, look who's kind of joined the party inside the top 5 now in the 10 machine. That would be the number 10 of John Abbott.
Yeah, Kyle, he's starting to show some muscle here for the Full Throttle Cup team. And Hollywood Motorsports is starting to disperse a little bit. They're starting to fall outside of the top 5 and lose some positions. And the Asphalt Assault guys are starting to come back. They want to win 2 races in a row. And right now they have Bobby Terrell in the 5 and David Lanza in the 8. They are running 2nd and 3rd. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but I don't believe Lanza was a part of the victory last week in Rockingham. And just a few spots back, they have Guy Snyder to the 4th in 6th place. So unless Abbott can get some of his teammates up here, he might be the sitting duck in the Asphalt Assault Hollywood Motorsports sandwich.
I guess I can't correct you because I wasn't there at Rockingham. So I'm just going to agree with you. Sure, David Lanza was part of the championship team there, or winning team, I should say. But yeah, Guy Snyder the 4th. Haven't talked a lot about him. He's had a quiet day. He's almost inside the top 5 here. As now Manning is all over the back bumper. John Abbott, he's going to give him a little bit of a bump going off into 1 and 2. That's going to upset Manning's car. As now Abbott's going to be like, you know what? Go ahead. I'm not dealing with this. I've kept all 4 fenders on this car. I'm not wrecking it now. We've got 27 to go, or 28 to go at the line. So, you know what? I'm having fun. If you want to wreck each other, go for it.
Yeah, Kyle, this race is starting to wind down a little bit. They just crossed the line, and they have 28 laps to go. And just to update on what I had said earlier, Jesse Murphy is still out on the racetrack. So the top 3 drivers right now, Greg McKinney, Ryan Manning, and Mark Bratcher, wherever they finish, their positions will count for points in their Hollywood Motorsports stable. So they're kind of spread out apart right now. They got Greg McKinney leading, Ryan Manning is 4th, and Mark Bratcher is 8th. So they got to kind of get back together if they want to pull themselves into victory lane, because those 2 drivers are what is going to count for that team tonight.
But it's funny you say that he has to get his spots back up to get him into victory lane. Well, right now as it stands, even if Ryan Manning and Greg McKinney finish 1-2, the fact that Asphalt Assault has got drivers will be 3rd, 4th, and 6th, that'll give them the win here because they've got more drivers inside the top 10 than the or inside closer to each other, further up to the front of the field than the Hollywood Motorsports drivers. So that's kind of how this team series works. You could win every race you want in one with like a team. Say Hollywood Motorsports, they go out, they win the rest of the races, all the races. And say a team like Asphalt Assault, well, they finish 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Well, they're automatically going to get the win for that weekend because they have more drivers closer to the front of the field than Hollywood Motorsports.
Yeah, indeed, and that's what makes this series so exciting. You know, you never really know what's going to happen with the team element, and it's not always about the guy who wins the race, it's about where the team is, and it kind of brings me back to those PlayStation 2 games playing on the EA Sports NASCAR games, where you know, you can control your Roush Fenway or Hendrick Motorsports teams. Brings me back to that kind of a feeling, and it's a really different element into the sim racing sport, and I think it's a great one. I can't wait to watch the rest of this race, the rest of the season, and in the next season. It's awesome, and David Lanza is trying to show how awesome that is. He moves into 2nd place over Ryan Manning, and he's going to try and bring his teammate Bobby Terrell with him. Manning going to take the inside line now to try to get back around Lanza and force Terrell up to the top side. Terrell's okay with that. He's going to try and help his teammate. And Abbott, oh god, these guys are getting close off of turn 4. Loose for Lanza. Still hanging on, though, at the line. It's Lanza by a nose, I think. Oh, and they touch in the quad. Almost sideways is Ryan Manning. Down onto the apron in turn number 1. He saves it, though. He hangs on.
As Manning's still sideways here, that was interesting. Lanza was like, clear though, okay, and he went down and thwarted Manning, so definitely interesting there. So I still don't think we can take the boxing gloves off yet because this isn't done at all, because I guarantee you if Manning gets back up there, he's not going to treat him so well. And, sorry, I kind of looked a little bit further back in the pack. You remember when Bratcher destroyed the outside wall? Well, he's worked himself all the way back up to P8, and also behind him with another kind of destroyed car is the number 6 machine of Dwayne Vincent, as Rod Flagg's going to go into the outside wall, move Bratcher and Vincent up a spot here, as now Bratcher has his sights set on Guy Schneider IV, and also Jose Gonzalez is going to go by Rod Flagg.
Yeah, you mentioned Dwayne Vincent there, Kyle. If these guys keep racing up here for the 2nd, 3rd position, you know, that's going to bring Dwayne Vincent closer to his teammates in the Asphalt Assault team. Those would be David Lanza, Bobby Terrell, and Guy Schneider IV. So maybe this team is going to battle out each other who's going to score points and who's not. Right now, they are running 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 8th. So I believe with the lineup how it is right now, they're probably going to pull out of here with a repeat win after last week. But we still have 20 laps to go, so anything can happen, and it probably will happen. We've seen quite a bit so far in the first half of this season for the team series. But you know, it's never over until it's over, and it should get exciting.
It always seems like when you get into the final 10 laps of this race, somebody automatically spins it out, brings out a caution, bunches these guys all up. And I looked a little bit further up. John Abbott has moved his way up to the 2nd position, so Mr. Quiet is making himself known now. He's kind of just riding around in the back of the pack, and now he's like, hey, time to go. And he's running down Greg McKinney right now. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough time because he is 2 seconds back, so he's going to have to gain about a tenth and a half each lap. I don't see that happening. But other than that, you talk about that Asphalt Assault series. These guys are going to have to battle each other here, as actually Dwayne Vincent got around Mark Bratcher. So yeah, I can see Dwayne Vincent battling Guy Schneider IV. But if Guy Schneider's like, yeah, Dwayne Vincent's way faster and he can probably get up to those guys, I see Guy Schneider letting Dwayne go.
And I almost was about ready to see the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell go spinning down towards the inside wall. Ryan Manning got oh so close to his left side driver's door, and I think they might have made a bit of contact, but everybody's still hanging on. That got really close with those 2 cars, and that's allowing John Abbott to pull away, but it's not really doing anything for his lead with Greg McKinney, as he's still losing some time. And if this thing stays green flag, and even if it doesn't, who knows? I think Greg McKinney might be able to pull out the win here, but you know, we just got done talking about it. Even though McKinney might look to win this race, his team might not win the race, and that's what's the most important part about it.
As a little bit further back, Dwayne Vincent's going to try and work underneath the number 7 machine. That's a teammate here as the Asphalt Assault Series is going to go off into 1 and 2 now. Guys trying to the 4th, kind of not letting Vincent go, which is kind of a surprise given how fast Vincent is. Vincent's running definitely faster than Guy Shine of the 4th. Could probably make its way up to the back bumper of David Lanza. Highly doubt it. There's running out of laps here this time by. We got 15 to go. Jesse Murphy in the Hollywood Motorsports 21 machine is going to be put a lap down from Greg McKinney. He's going to be out of the way as the front 3 or 4 go by him. John Abbott starting to pull away a little bit from Ryan Manning, but Ryan Manning's car is starting to come to him.
Indeed it is. He's trying to reel back in the number 10 of John Abbott to make it a Hollywood Motorsports 1-2 finish. The Hollywood Motorsports guys, they should know where Asphalt Assault is right now. They are 4 through 7 right now, and for Hollywood Motorsports to finish top 2, that's going to help those guys make it harder for Asphalt Assault to win the race. And you know how important that is for Manning. He wants to get around John Abbott. I don't really see anybody else in the close proximity of where John Abbott is to help him with his team, but I don't think he's going to yield over for Ryan Manning to help him out with his team. He's having a good run, and he wants to finish as high up as he can. If it's not for his team, it's for himself.
Well, why should he roll over for these guys? You know, it's funny, I listen to a lot of serious NASCAR radio, and you hear about Junior Nation yelling that Jimmy Johnson put him another lap down. Well, when Junior spun it, these guys don't care. You're just another car out there. They have so much going through their mind right now. They don't care if you're a teammate, not a teammate. You're another car. You're in your way. You want to get another position, you're going to pass them. You don't care if it's a teammate, your grandmother, your mother, you'll spin them, wreck them, you'll pass them somehow. But other than that, Greg McKinney definitely has got this thing in wraps. He's got this car put on cruise control. John Abbott still chipping away at the lead here. He's in second, no contest right now. But now Bobby Terrell is going to try to look and see if he can make a move on Ryan Manning here, as they're actually sort of starting to close up the gap on John Abbott. So it's going to be interesting to see as we're going to be with 11 to go this time by.
Closing the gap on John Abbott, and they're slowly gaining ground on Greg McKinney. They gained about 3/10 within these past couple of laps, but with 10 laps to go when they hit the line this time by, with the way they're gaining, there is no way that they're going to get to Greg McKinney. They're going to need for caution, McKinney getting caught up in lap traffic, or something to happen to that 23 if any of these guys back here are going to try and take the driver victory here in the RealSimRacing.com 150.
Well, you talk about driver wins. It's definitely Greg McKinney is going to get the driver win, but right now Asphalt Assault's got the team win going on right now with the way that they're running, and right now Dwayne Vincent did get by Guy Shine of the 4th about 3 or 4 laps ago, so Dwayne Vincent is going to be your last scoring driver right now for the Asphalt Assault Series.
Indeed he is, and you know, it's almost not really a bad thing. Whoever finishes 4th in the Asphalt Assault, these guys are running so great, and they know how well that they're racing. If it's Dwayne Vincent or Guy Shine of the 4th, they don't really care if they ended up not scoring points. The fact that how well that their team has performed here today is a good feeling. Oh my gosh, John Abbott made a hard lick into the outside wall, and now he's going to lose 2 spots. John Abbott back to 4th place into turn number 3. That's only going to help both of these teams better even now. So now we have Hollywood Motorsports 1-2. Asphalt Assault gains a spot. This is going to get good. 8 to go at the line.
As Bobby Terrell is going to work underneath the inside of Ryan Manning, clip the apron a little bit, going to hold it straight, and he's going to get by Ryan Manning. So put Asphalt Assault up a position, as now Ryan Manning is going to try the crossover as they go down the back straightaway here. They're going to drag race down into 3 and 4. Ryan Manning is going to pull side by side with the number 5 machine of Bobby Terrell as they go off into 3 and 4 right now. Coming out of 4 to the stripe, it's going to be Ryan Manning is going to try to get the lap done, but it's going to be Bobby Terrell going to still battle around back on the outside, and we got 7 to go.
You know, Kyle, I know you weren't here for the finish of last week's race, but we had our first 1-2 team finish. Oh man, these guys are so close. We had our first 1-2 finish for teammates last week with Guy Snyder, and I can't quite remember who finished second, but it was one of his other Asphalt teams. Actually, I think it might have been Bobby Terrell. Not 100% sure, but you know, Ryan Manning knows that, and he wants to make it 2 weeks in a row where a team can finish 1-2, and it'd be really cool for them to do that with the Hollywood Motorsports team. He knows that, he wants that, but Bobby Terrell's like, dude, I want this second place just a little bit more right now. And unfortunately, he lost the battle. He's still got 5 laps to go. With these guys battling, it's pretty much sealed the deal for Greg McKinney. He's out by 2.5 seconds. Even if we do get a yellow flag, we might not be going green. So as long as Greg McKinney keeps that race car on the track, he's got this one in the bag.
Well, it's funny you say that he lost the war. That old saying out there, you may have lost the battle, but you haven't lost the war yet. We're going to see these guys absolutely wage war when it comes down to these last final 4 laps. As Bobby Terrell's going to get another run. He's going to try to look into the inside of Ryan Manning. No deal there. Bobby Terrell has been getting into these corners oh so good, but Ryan Manning's just been able to get off the corner just a little bit better off of 4, but in 1 and 2, Bobby Terrell has just been killing Ryan Manning.
Indeed he has. This is the best action and best battle on the track right now, so we're probably going to keep it on here until we get the checkered flag. Ryan Manning trying his hardest to hold off Bobby Terrell and make it a 1-2 finish for Hollywood Motorsports. You know, these guys are last in points. We've said it for the past couple of weeks. They don't care. They still want to show how dominant and how impressive this team can be. And they're here to compete. As long as they got cars at the racetrack, they want to compete, and they want to do it to the best of their abilities. Bobby Terrell using every inch of pavement that he can get. He's going to make it happen in turn number 1. Move Bobby Terrell to P2.
As Ryan Manning's going to close to the gap, and he's going to try to cross over Bobby Terrell. He is not there yet. Maybe Bobby Terrell, he is there now. I think we're going to get set up for a great Atlanta finish for the position for 2nd and 3rd, as they're going to drag race off of 4 here. 2 laps to go at the line. Bobby Terrell is going to try to power his way back around Ryan Manning. John Abbott licking his chops, saying, "Come on, guys, wreck each other, and I'll take 2nd."
John Abbott going to make it a 3-way battle for position number 2. Manning slides up the track a little bit. They nearly made contact off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, it's still a drag race into turn number 3. Ryan Manning trying to get the advantage. He's got it in the middle of the turn. He still can't quite clear. He's just about to clear off of the turn now. Terrell's going to move to the inside. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go.
As they go off into 1 and 2, Bobby Terrell tried to do the crossover move on Ryan Manning. He's going to throw his car up high. He's going to pull it down as they go off into the back straightaway here. Bobby Terrell with a huge run. Ryan Manning's going to throw the block. He's going to go to the outside as they drag race down the back straightaway here. Bobby Terrell, Ryan Manning giving each other no room whatsoever. Bobby Terrell is not going to have the steam as they come off of 3 and 4 here. As they come to the checker flag, Bobby Terrell is going to run out of time as Ryan Manning is going to come home 2nd as they're junking it off in the front straightaway here. So Greg McKinney is going to be your unofficial winner. Ryan Manning is going to finish 2nd. So Hollywood Motorsports 1-2, followed by Asphalt Assault Series. Bobby Terrell is going to come home 3rd. So, and actually, John Abbott came home 4th, and then 5th. Now their Asphalt Assault Series is going to be David Lanza. So, really good race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Definitely a very exciting finish for 2nd place.
Indeed it was. We saw one of those crazy close Atlanta finishes for 2nd place, and it came out Ryan Manning by trying to do some quick math. Looks like 32 thousandths of a second. He was able to hold off Bobby Terrell, and team captain Mark Bratcher coming in to celebrate this 1-2 finish. I don't know if it's going to be enough to take the team win. Bobby Terrell finished in 3rd with David Lanza and Dwayne Vincent 5th and 6th. There was quite a big gap between Ryan Manning and Mark Bratcher, and that might be enough to hurt their chances of picking up the win. We may or may not be able to get an official word on that before we go off the air tonight, but it'll definitely be close as the Hollywood Motorsports, all 4 of them, look at this, they're putting it up against the wall and they're doing a team burnout right here.
It's definitely interesting as we're going to try to get the top 3 finishing drivers for each team into the booth. Well, that was fun. That's a lot better. thankful that this computer held up. Internet connection was good to go, as Greg McKinney's still burning it down right now, as we're going to jump out of the server here. I'm going to ask John for a quick favor here. As we're going to take a quick commercial, and we're going to come back, and we're going to get you the top 3 finishing for each of the team.
Inside SimRacing.tv, the fastest show on the internet. Sim racing news and reviews since 2007, with new shows every week.
Welcome back here to Atlanta Motor Speedway for the post-race here for the ETV Live Team Series presented by the HD Radio Network, the leader in sim broadcasting. Oh, I'm pretty sure Kyle Young has made his way down to pit road, made his way past a couple cars, couple drivers, and has caught up with your third place team finisher of John Abbott.
Indeed, I have Kyle down here with the number 10 machine of John Abbott for the Full Throttle team. This race sponsored by Real Sim Racing, so I'm sure all the guys over at RSR are pretty excited to see one of their drivers up in the top 5. He supported the Full Throttle Cup Series, which you can see here on Monday nights. But John, it was a great run for you tonight. It was a very strong run. Unfortunately, you were the only guy for your team up here, but you finished in 4th place. Talk about your night.
Yeah, Kyle, man, I had a good time out there. It was a very enjoyable race. It's been a while since I've run a race in Atlanta. We wanted to have a good finish tonight, good consistent finish with by our team, and I think we did that tonight.
I would have to agree with you on that one there. Towards the end of the race there, we saw some really, really intense racing between you, Bobby Terrell, and Ryan Manning. Talk about that battle. I mean, we seen you guys kind of beating and banging off of each other, getting sideways, and it came down to a really good one of those classic Atlanta finishes. Talk about trying to battle with those two and what it was like.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Actually, really at this point I was back in that position. I got a little tight off of turn 2 trying to run McKinney down and hit the wall off of 2 and I ended up just slowing my momentum. They got around me. My main goal there was not to wreck, cause an accident, especially with me and Bobby up there. But that was my main goal at that point. But it was a lot of fun.
I'm sure it was. Kyle and I, we had a blast calling that race. It was some great racing at Atlanta, and I know that you can't do it by yourself. Got a lot of stickers and sponsors on the side of this number 10 machine. Who do you like to thank?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the RSR Full Throttle Cup team that I'm on here in the ETV series, Doug Ross, CJ LaVere, Jose Gonzalez, and then also our sister team, RSR Asphalt Assault, with Dwayne Vincent, Bobby Terrell, Guy Snyder the fourth. Really appreciate those guys helping with setups. In the series, HD Radio Network, Inside Sim Racing TV, and with RSR we have Hippie's Paint Shop, iLeadRace.com, and Bob Earl Virtual Chassis. I'd like to thank all those guys.
Your fourth place finisher, John Abbott, picks up the, I guess you could say, the team win for his Full Throttle Cup team, and a very strong night for the Real Sim Racing guys. A fourth place finish for the Full Throttle Cup team. We possibly, and I think it's a pretty strong possibility that the Asphalt Assault team for RSR will be coming home with the team victory for the second week in a row. Not 100% sure on that right now, but looks like there's a sea of green down where Kyle pedals at the Asphalt Assault guys getting together, and they look pretty happy down there, Kyle.
Well, it's definitely not St. Patrick's Day anymore, but I've caught up with the second place finisher for the team series, and that's Bobby Terrell. Bobby, it looked like it was mostly Asphalt Assault and Hollywood Motorsports today. What did you see from your seat?
Oh, that's what I saw. I saw a lot of teamwork going on, and that was a good thing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I just got myself in a good position and worked good with my other teammates to get me up there, so it worked out.
I kind of saw that you came into the server a little bit late tonight, maybe like 5 minutes before qualifying. What was kind of going through your head there? I was like, uh-oh, am I prepared for this?
Exactly. Yeah, kind of running behind. I didn't really know what I had, and that's why I tried to qualify, but it wasn't very good, so I just started at the back, and then when I've got out there and started getting some laps in, the setup started feeling real good, so I just started trying to work my way to the front. It got a little bit loose in the middle of the run, but then at the end of that run, it just started getting better and better.
Now, we saw a little bit earlier off in the race as we saw Andrew Berger get into the outside wall and all of a sudden stack everybody up, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, everybody's in front of your windshield stacking up. What did you think when you saw that happen?
Oh, I thought my race was over with. I mean, I couldn't believe I missed it. It was that close. And
I know you got a lot of stickers on that car. Tell us who makes it happen for you.
Well, first of all, thank all my teammates, the Full Throttle and the Asphalt Assault guys. We all worked good together tonight, and that's what it takes to be a team and to try to get up there and try to win this thing.
And that was your second place team finisher. As now we're going to go down to Gatorade Victory Lane, where I think Kyle Young, you're getting soaked with Gatorade as Greg McKinney's climbing out of his car.
Yeah, I'm a little drenched down here. I'm definitely gonna need to go get a new shirt when we go off the air. But Greg McKinney picked up the driver win. His team led a total of 67 out of the 100 laps here tonight, but fell apart a little bit there in the middle of the race. But got the team a 1-2 finish. I'm sure you guys were happy about that. We saw all four of you celebrating down there on the front stretch. So talk about your dominating performance tonight.
Yeah, the car was really good. It came down to, really, I mean, it's kind of like a fixed race, to be honest with you. Kind of the way you're positioned, teammates, kind of help you stay in line, that type of thing. So we just kind of worked out. Got a little behind in the middle of the race, got shuffled back a little bit, and able to climb our way back in it.
You've shown your strength here on these 1.5 mile speedways. You know, you picked up the driver win at Chicagoland. You were very dominant here this week at Atlanta. These 1.5 miles definitely are the Hollywood Motorsports favorite, I would have to assume. what makes these tracks so good for you guys?
I just got good teammates. I've ran these big cars so long, just getting the speed out of them and keeping them freed up the whole run. It's more long run stuff and staying in the draft, working with teammates, but setup's got a lot to do with it, and we've got a lot of experience with these big cars, so that helps a lot.
You can definitely tell that there's some experience inside that number 23 machine, and we had seen you and Andrew Berger get into it a little bit, and ultimately ruined the number 30 and the Super Speedway Cup team tonight. Not the first time the Hollywood Motorsports team has gotten themselves into a little bit of controversy. Talk us through a little bit about that incident and kind of all what happened there.
Yeah, he was just running second behind me, and I thought we would just ride and kind of get through, maybe break away from the other guys a little bit, because he was really, really fast. And I will give it to him. He was probably as quicker than us, but he just wanted to keep ducking out and like dive bombing every time, so I'd give him room. Well, I just got behind him and done him the same way. Well, he didn't give me no room. So I just kind of gave him back the medicine that he was giving me when I was up the lead, and it just didn't work out.
Unfortunately, it didn't, but it worked out for you. You led 50 of the laps here tonight and got yourself to victory lane. A 1-2 finish for Hollywood Motorsports. The second week that we've seen that. Last week at Rockingham, it was the Asphalt Assault team to get a 1-2 finish, and now it's your guys' turn. So the mic is all yours if you got some shout-outs, some thank yous, some well wishes for anybody.
Yeah, I want to thank all my teammates. Really thank Ryan Manning. Done a fantabulous job. He started on the setup an hour before we started tonight, and I got in late, and he had something ready for us, and we just kind of threw a qualifying setup there. And thank my spotter, Tony Manji, and everybody that makes it happen over at Outlaw Motorsports, and thank ETV for putting on this great race.
Your driver winner on tonight's event here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, Greg McKinney in the number 23 machine for Hollywood Motorsports. That was him, and well, Kyle, we're pretty much done here. As actually, real quick, I'm getting word that oh boy, if we thought that the point series for this season was good heading into this race, get a load of this. Asphalt Assault and Super Speedway Series, they're tied at 790 points right now.
That's crazy. Can't wait for next week.
It should be a very good showing next week as we're going short track racing, boys, as we head to Richmond, Virginia for a short track slugfest. It should be a very entertaining race tonight, and I see that we got Jerry Wolf in the booth here. I'm going to throw it over to Jerry for any closing comments that he has about tonight's event.
Well, guys, just taking a look here. I got the points all tallied up for this week, and it looks like we're going to walk out this week with a tie between the Asphalt Assault team and the Super Speedway Cup, each at 790 points. So kind of becoming a pretty close series here. And Halls on Post following third with 784, guys. So going to shake out to be a pretty good season here with 7 races in. Good night here at Atlanta tonight. Unfortunately, I will not be here next week. Dakota Ehrman will be taking care of everything for me, and hope to see y'all again in a couple weeks, and thanks for everything y'all do, Kyle and Kyle.
Oh, without a doubt, Jerry. But anyway, from all of us here at ETV Live, myself, Kyle Peddle, Kyle Young alongside me in the booth, John and JD pushing the buttons up in the booth, Dakota Ehrman and Jerry Wolf putting this on, good night.